What is up, everybody? Welcome to Little Deep Thoughts, Quick Controversy. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun. Just got home from work a little bit ago and decided to just flip her on here. So excuse me if I'm a little low energy. Got the good cuppeth here. I went with pour over. I've been doing some more pour overs lately. It's something I was into for a while. Making coffee with pour over. It might be my favorite tasting coffee. I don't know. I really have yet to mess with French press though. And I hope soon to get an official Turkish coffee set, so I can make some like legit Turkish coffee. Cause that's something I've dabbled in years ago. Doing it like real white trash style and just like a big pot on the stove. But it's supposed to be in a copper e-brick is how it's done. I have had legit Turkish coffee though at a hookah spot. And it was very delicious as well. But pour over, something about it, dude. It's just so smooth and I just love it. Here we go. First sip. Yep, I don't know, dude. Just hits, dude. Very flavorful, very smooth. I'm drinking a Starbucks coffee, but it's actually pretty good because I got a Starbucks gift card for Christmas. So went and got a pound of the Sirens blend. It's like an East African, Latin American blend. So I'm with it. It's very good. It's very good, actually. It's like my 7th cup today. I gotta cut back, yo. I'm thinking 6 to 7 cups a day, man, is what I gotta do for a while. That's me weaning off from 9 to 10 cups, and then 8 to 9 cups. If I can go down to 6 to 7 cups, I'm making progress at least. But yeah, I drank a lot of coffee at work today. Back to work after New Year's. This is January 3rd being recorded, in the land of 2023. It's a whole new world, folks. We's in the future. Actually, we've been in the future. We've been in the apocalypse, if you didn't know. Yeah. So I wasn't real excited to get back to work, but it is what it is. Got to make that shmoney, you know? And I'm just still very grateful and blessed to even have a job, and a very good job at that. Got to be grateful. But gosh darn it, it was nice to be at home playing video games over the weekend. I tell you what. Between the 4 days off I had for Christmas and the 3 days off I had for New Year's, I played a lot of video games. Been getting back into the old Cube, the old Nintendo GameCube, some Smash Brothers Melee, a little Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, some Luigi's Mansion, yo. It's been a blast. And, of course, a couple additions from Christmas for my Switch. I finally got Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, courtesy of my brother. Yes, I'm 5 years behind on Switch stuff because I just got a Switch last year. And my wife got me Animal Crossing, which has just been, whew. Yo, I'm going to play it as soon as I'm done with this. But, yeah, so I hope everybody had a great holiday weekend, great New Year's. Starting off the year with a quick controversy. Da-da-da. Now, I know my stuff's all over the place usually. I don't have a lot of consistency. I try, kind of. Sometimes I try and sometimes I don't try. It just depends how I feel. Not a lot of organization usually. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. Depends. I get so wrapped up in like, oh, what's a quick controversy? And, I shouldn't even have started such a stupid thing. It should all be deep thoughts. But now I've kind of started this thing where it's not an episode of Deep Thoughts. It's a quicker version. But I've also had episodes of Deep Thoughts be like 25 to 30 minutes. So, I try to keep my regular episodes of Deep Thoughts at least 50 minutes to an hour or more. And the quick controversies are supposed to be like the half hour, but it's, it's flipped. I've had my last quick controversy was on Joe Rogan in Ukraine, and it went almost an hour. So there is no organization to this. There is no method. It's just I'm just trying. I'm just trying. Just trying to have a good time. Just trying to have fun. Oh, barely even wanted to do this, but I'm going to make myself, because it's been on my mind here and there. Every once in a while it pops up. To talk about the whole Elon and Musk and Twitter situation, which, gosh, it's been fun. Boy, has it been fun to watch that show. Now, Twitter is, not my favorite thing. Social media in general, I'm not a big social media guy. I got real into MySpace because I like the customization you could do. I like that you could put music on your page, put a little picture in the background that says, this is me. I usually have like a skateboard or something like that, or a skateboarder. But then when Facebook came out, I thought it was so boring, and I've barely gotten into Facebook still. Until like 2017, 2018, when everybody was on the social medias posting about politics and crap after Donald Trump won, is when I got really on social media and Facebook. And I still didn't make a Twitter until 2018. Was when I made my first Twitter. And I was fueled by recent politics and happenings in the world and in this country, and I wanted to spread the word and spread my opinions like everybody else did, because I found it fun and enlightening, and I liked the debate, I liked the conversation, I liked making people upset sometimes, but mostly I was just looking for to have a conversation with people about things, and I knew I was coming from a point of view that seemed to be the minority on social media. But as I've grown to learn, especially with recent Twitter happenings, that I most likely am in the majority. My opinions are in the majority of social media and in the country and probably in the world. Sorry, I think that's just the way it is. I think majority of people are conservatives. Majority of people are not woke. But at the time on Twitter and Facebook, you wouldn't know that, because it seemed like everything that was being pushed by, of course, big names and celebrities, blue check marks or whatever, had the leftist, woke, liberal, progressive, I hate Donald Trump point of view, And so it kind of made me feel like I was a minority and like I had to speak out about certain things. And I enjoyed it. It felt good, I wasn't really one like that. And I started just speaking my mind, and I loved it. And I feel like everybody should do that, and that should be okay. Everyone should. I think it's okay to just shout your opinions and get a little emotional. That's fine, as long as you're okay with people getting a little emotional back at you. I don't know why we can't have that space, but it seems like we can't. I got into so many conversations with people that are like, oh, you're cursing now, or you're name calling, so the conversation is over. What? That's when the conversation gets good, when we start screaming and yelling and cussing at each other and calling each other stupid. But I feel like we could do that and then come at the end of the argument and be like, okay, I still respect your opinions and I respect you as a person. Good day. That's how I felt things should work then, and I still feel like things should work like that now, but I've been proven time and time again that that's not necessarily how things work in other people's brains. It's, I want to say my opinion, and I don't want to hear your opinion. I don't want to hear what your disagreement is. I'm just going to say my opinion, and that's that. I don't even want to hear you bring any facts on your side. I don't want to even be tempted to change my mind on anything. I'm not going to listen to you, and if you're going to yell at me and call me bad words, then I'm going to turn the other way, and I'm going to ignore you and go back to my echo chamber. Seems to be a lot of people. So I had my time, I had my fun, and it also, that's all Twitter was for me. Really was that. It wasn't to connect with friends or anything stupid like that. It was just to get engaged in the global conversation. And then I was one of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands maybe, They got banned and censored in 2020 as they started to really censor people. I mean, they really started to lock down on people who were talking about COVID and Trump and January 6th. And you couldn't say certain things or else they would just ban you. And I got banned for sharing a video, I think. I got banned on January 6th, 2021, during the Capitol riot. And I showed a video where security guards were just letting people in. And I was like, oh, this is like staged, isn't it? This looks staged. And I got banned. They said it was because I was spamming. That's what they emailed me, but I don't know how that would be spam. But we now know through the Twitter files that they ban people and then they try to find what they can put that under, which one of their policies they could slightly somewhat connect to it. For example, in the Twitter files, it was revealed that to cover the Hunter Biden story, they were going to use their policy of, oh gosh, what was it? Not misinformation, but hacked. They said it was hacked materials or something like that, and it wasn't. That's the closest thing they could get to it to try to censor the story and anybody sharing it, and to censor the New York Post when that story broke out. Sorry, with pour over, you gotta kind of drink it quick because it goes cold kind of quick. So Twitter is a cesspool. This is something that many people have been saying for a while. I don't think it's a cesspool because of people disagreeing with each other and shouting their opinions all the time. It's a cesspool because it clearly was leaning towards one point of view only. And that's not fair. It's not fair to have, I mean, you might have a business, but your business is to allow anybody pretty much to register for, anybody over the age of like 13 or whatever. And then start saying whatever they want pretty much. And you're having people on like journalists and celebrities and senators and governors and mayors and generals of the United States military all have Twitters and all use their Twitter and all put their political opinions on Twitter. So if you're going to allow that, you can't start censoring people based off of political beliefs then, because obviously it's either going to be all political beliefs or you're only going to censor certain political beliefs. And they clearly censored people on the quote-unquote right or the conservative side. Anybody pro-Trump or pro-Q or pro-conspiracy theory or anti-vax or, started getting censored. And that's not fair, because then you're controlling a narrative and you're stifling not only free speech, but free thought and ideas and people questioning things. And if that's a space where people can go and speak their mind and put out questions, then you shouldn't be able to censor that. That's fascism, especially when the government gets involved and starts telling Twitter what to censor and what not to censor. I believe that is fascism. The thing that these people, who hate Donald Trump so much and hate, these people that, oh gosh, I don't even know what to say. That's what they were supposed to be fighting, right? Antifa, anti-fascist and stuff. But then they're allowing Twitter to be fascist when it's okay, when it goes along with their narrative. Seems to be what was happening. So, I got banned off Twitter. I could care less what happened on Twitter after that. Fast forward to 2022, Elon Musk buys Twitter. Now, how in the world did that happen? Legit question. How did that happen? Was Twitter up for sale? I don't, maybe I missed that part, but all of a sudden it just came out that Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter. And then there's these complications involved, and we can't buy Twitter, and he has to have this much money, and then there's this, and he bought Twitter. And it's been controversial ever since. Now, Elon Musk, I've always reserved an opinion about. If that's the right wording, I don't know if that sentence even made sense. I have not come to my conclusions on the man or the alien or the robot, whatever he is. I didn't care. I don't know. It's weird how there's these people that become household names and you just kind of don't have an opinion about them. But if I was swayed any direction, it was always kind of like, I don't care for this guy that much. I'm not sure why. He kind of seemed cool, I guess. in some ways. I remember, wasn't there a picture of him a few years ago where he's holding like a flamethrower or something? I thought that was cool. But otherwise, he's doing the Tesla thing, the electric car thing. That means nothing to me, really. I don't know a whole lot about all that stuff. It's easy to be like, oh, electric cars are good. Carbon emissions bad. Gasoline bad. I haven't done enough research into it. Sometimes I feel like we get a little bit too sensitive about the Earth and how we're treating it. The Earth is very resilient, and it would take really just nuclear bombs to destroy the Earth, in my opinion. I don't think even trillions of cars being made over, a century or whatever, and being driven by people, would probably, I don't think is going to destroy the Earth necessarily, or any part of it, but maybe. I don't know. I mean, if they, if every car went to electric car, I wouldn't fight it, I guess. If that was just the new way cars are made, I'd be okay with it. Maybe. I don't know even. I don't even know. I've never driven one. I don't know how they work. I know with my car, and I know how gasoline cars work. And when you run out of gas, you go to the gas station, you get more gas, and it's good for, 300 miles or whatever, depending on your gas mileage. And I don't really even know how far electric cars go on a full battery. If it's the equivalent, then I'm okay with that. If we turn gas stations into little plug-in spots for your cars, okay, that's cool, I guess. But regardless, his name became synonymous with the electric car. But if you look into it, the guy didn't invent the electric car. I'm sure there's tons of people who have tried to make an electric car or who have made an electric car. He's one of these people, like a business guy, who comes in and buys a business when he sees something maybe there or potential, and then makes tons of money off of it. Now, he might be very smart, and he might have helped Tesla or helped the innovation of the electric car. Maybe he helped make it better in a certain way. You could almost equate him maybe to a Steve Jobs. I'm a big Steve Jobs fan. He wasn't perfect, but the guy knew when he saw something there. He knew he had the, what's it called, foresight to be like, oh, this is going to be big one day. He knew computers were going to be a little personal device that's going to be our hub, he would call it. And he saw that back in like the late 70s, early 80s, right? Now, was he the biggest computer nerd that knew everything about computers? No. And he piggybacked off a lot of people. And he took some ideas from people. But he was sure to be the one or try to be the one at the forefront of computers, and then tiny musical devices that hold thousands of songs, and then cell phones that hold thousands of songs and take pictures and you can get on the internet for, and a pad I call the iPad. He was going to make sure that he was at the front of all those things. And if somebody, he relied on a guy called Johnny Ives a lot at Apple, and that guy was, very brilliant. But he knew he was brilliant, so he used him like, hey, what do you got? Oh, you got this idea? Okay, let's freaking go for it, So that could be and Steve Jobs made Apple better for it, in my opinion. He did. Apple was at the brink of bankruptcy in the 90s, and they brought Steve Jobs back after firing him, and then all of a sudden, poof, Apple skyrocketed to what it is today. That's impressive. The guy, he must have done something for Apple to be tanking, and then one guy comes back, and all of a sudden it totally does a 180. So that could be the Elon Musk situation. And then it's cool that he's getting involved in space, and there's SpaceX, and he's launching missiles and stuff, and I don't even know much about that. Is he making something new? I think the more exciting thought is that, it's not just NASA. There's another space company, I like that. Capitalism. Competition. I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. Maybe he can do things better than NASA. Also, NASA might not be the most trustworthy, Why should the government only get to run a space program? Why can't a billionaire? So I like that. But then you look also, I've heard that, I'm sorry, I have not done a deep dive. This is just some random thoughts I've had about things. But I do know that the man has taken massive amounts of government subsidies, and so he is kind of tied to the government in a way, right? I don't know. We all know when he launched a car in space, it was fake. Let's face it, it was fake. It was a weird fake stunt to launch a Tesla into space. Elon Musk pretty much admitted that it was fake himself. I don't know why he would do that. But when he did that, and I saw the interview with him where he was like, it's so real, it looks fake. And, he clearly is saying something there. I was like, this guy's kind of got a little troll attitude to him, too. And I kind of like that. I like the troll. I respect the troll. We need trolls in this world, folks. We need trolls. They level the playing field. They put people in their place sometimes. And it's nice to have a troll. I liked that. And I was like, there's just something trolly about this guy I kind of like. Right? But I didn't really hear about any of his politics up until this whole Twitter thing. But it was so funny when he bought Twitter, and when I see the people on the left all of a sudden go after somebody, or all of a sudden start shouting the same things like a bunch of parrots, just cooing like a bunch of hens, and they're all saying the same things, and they're all act like they're scared of something. And that's what I saw when Elon Musk bought Twitter. I saw all the progressives and liberals all get scared almost. And I was like, why? Why? Why are you scared of this? This guy's the electric car guy, right? Like, why would you be scared of him? Isn't that good? Isn't that good for the environment? Aren't you environmentalists supposed to be happy and pleased with Elon Musk? And then Elon Musk starts riding that conservative train, riding that. I don't even know what you want to call it anymore. Like, to me, it's so in the center, really. But there is like almost no center anymore. The right is the closest to the center. The left is out there like Pluto, man. They are gone. They are so far gone. It's absolutely nutty how nutty they get. And they call people who question COVID nutty, and it's just crazy, dude. It's absolutely crazy how people on the left can be so anarchist while bowing down to everything their government wants them to do at the same time. It's so bizarre to me. Also, fun fact, anarchy is the right. The farther right you go, you get to anarchy and no government. The farther left you go, you get to socialism, communism, full totalitarian government. Okay, you're not anarchists if you're on the left. You're not. You need the government to do everything for you. That's why the government leads you around like a leash, like here, or they got like candy in their hand, like, oh, we'll fix black people's problems. Oh, we'll fix trans people's problems. Come here, keep following us while we sign these $1 trillion bills using your taxpayer money and making all these laws and stuff like that and controlling your life in every single aspect. Yes, we'll help all the people, not the homeless though, not the homeless. We don't have a homeless problem. We don't have a fentanyl problem. No, we have a racism problem. We have a trans problem. We have an anti-gay problem. No, forget about the hundreds of thousands of homeless. No, forget about the thousands of people dying on opiates. No, that's not real. Oh, migrants flooding the border? That's not real. But there's stuff that's very much so pushed on the right, though, that they go way too hard in the paint for that stuff too. Okay, I'm really coming around to that. It's taken me a minute, but I'm not all about the right and conservatives and what they believe in too, because I kind of see what's going on right now, and it's disgusting and it's trickery and it's the oldest trick in the book. But they're both in bed with each other, but they play their sides so hard and see which way the pendulum can swing, and then they kind of hijack that side, if that makes sense. When the right and the Republicans and the conservatives are popular, the left is going to hijack that, and they're all going to work together to control the people anyways, at the end of the day. That's how I feel. So, that brings us to Elon Musk and Twitter. He says some amazing things. Some truly hilarious stuff he's been posting. My phone's about to die, so I got to wrap this up. The man has been trolling like a madman lately, and it's been so fun to watch. But you'll see that. But you see, and again, it's angering all these people that makes me happy, because a lot of these people were not defending free speech before, Elon Musk took over, they weren't defending the people being censored. I didn't see that at all from people from the quote-unquote left. You know, they were all like, good, you should be banned. Good, Donald Trump should be banned. Oh, you're spreading misinformation about COVID, you should be banned. Oh, you think January 6th was staged, you're racist, and you should be banned. And you're anti-gay. Throw that on top. And you hate puppies, too. Yes, you should be banned. You know, just all these assumptions, crazy, wild assumptions. And they weren't defending anybody. But you know what? People like me were saying, okay, you know what? Fine, we get banned now. But as soon as somebody else takes over and says what you're saying is wrong, and you start getting banned, we're not going to come to your aid. And that's what's happening. Now they're like, oh, Elon Musk banned me for this. Oh, I thought he was for free speech. He's not for free speech. We told you that was going to happen. No, you didn't defend us, so nobody's going to come to your rescue either. Sorry. I think everybody should have the right to free speech, but after I got banned, and nobody came to my aid, fluff all of you. I don't care if Elon Musk is ruining your life on Twitter now. Good! Because Jack Dorsey was ruining my time on Twitter. And it wasn't a big deal, but still. Good. I love it. Ooh, I love it so much. It's so good. So you see things, I see things like on Twitter now. I mean, I'm banned, but I can still go on there. And I'll see, like, you know, Elon Musk posted a poll. Should I let Donald Trump back in? Oh, well, Twitter's so left-leaning. Oh, I mean, there's so many woke leftist progressives in this country and on Twitter. Of course it's going to be a majority. No, yes! Like 54% voted yes out of like 3 million votes or something like that. Majority of people on Twitter said yes, bring back Donald Trump. So what does that tell you? I'm seeing Elon Musk get like almost 1 million likes on tweets that are very much like right-leaning. It's like, oh, these people have been here the whole time. Maybe their voices were just being stifled, or you couldn't hear their voices over the loud, high-pitched screeching of the hyenas that they call the progressives, you know. That's the majority of Twitter. That's the majority of Facebook. That's the majority of social media. That is the majority of this country. Are people like Elon Musk and conservatives and the people on the right. They are the majority. Sorry, they are. We are. Okay? Now, if we just all come together, though, and realize the common enemy is a tyrannical government and certain people who have been in politics for way too long, and we need to do something about that, and we also need to stop believing everybody who speaks to us. Because that's another thing, too. Elon Musk could very well be a false prophet, okay? He might not believe the things he's saying, but he's riding that train because that pendulum is switched. It's switching over to that right, conservative, patriotic American, oh, libs are snowflakes kind of thinking. And so he's riding that side. Who's telling him to, though? Is he doing it on his own? I don't know. I don't trust him. I don't trust him like I don't trust... Okay, I'll get you a drink in just a second. Okay, I'll get you one. Okay, I will. Just a second. Okay. Okay, just a second. Okay. I don't trust them like I don't trust Ron DeSantis. These people who are just coming out of the woodworks all of a sudden, you know, riding that Trump train. But they're not riding the Trump train because they're not talking about Trump or saying that they agree with Trump. They're kind of standing alone. Like, oh, yes, of course, Republican conservative values. Oh, of course, I don't want trans teachers teaching my children about genitals in school, about sexual orientation. Of course, that's what every normal human being would want. But really, I don't even think they believe that themselves. They just know that's the popular opinion right now. And so what we're going to see here is all these conservatives and all these Republicans, representatives and senators who are fake. I think they're fake, and I think they're controlled by the same people that the Democrats are controlled by. And all the fighting you see between them is just theater. It's just theater, dude. I think it's just theater. And I think Elon Musk has a role to play in this movie, and he's acting. That's what I think. What evidence do I have? What facts do I have? Well, like I said, I mean, you could say, well, the guy's been given government subsidies for a while, but, you know, is that enough evidence? Of course not. Was he speaking this kind of language a couple years ago, 3 or 4 years ago? It's like Donald Trump. I didn't know Donald Trump. That man hasn't changed opinions in decades. You could watch Donald Trump talk about his opinions on things in 2018 and go back to his campaign trail 2015 and go back to a CNN interview or a Larry King interview or a David Letterman interview from 2000 to 1990 to 1980, and the man is saying the same things. That's how you know he's the real deal, I think. Okay? He never changed. He just started going hard in the paint. Actually, back in 2013 on Twitter, he was going hard in the paint on Obama, and I never knew that. I mean, there was like 100,000 people following him at that time, maybe, if that. And he was going off on Obama all the time, and I never knew that. I wish I did. He might have woken me up a lot sooner. But was Elon Musk? Has Elon Musk always been like this? Has Elon Musk always been so, about Twitter censorship, and they censored the Hunter Biden story and affected the election? He's throwing out things like, oh, if the government told Twitter to do this, that is election interference. Those are bold words to say. What's the angle? How did he get Twitter so easily? Are people on the left really scared of him, or is he their guy and they have to pretend like they're scared? Folks, false prophets. There are false prophets. So really stop and think when you're hearing people say things, and maybe do a little research, sleep on it a little bit, sit on it a little bit before you come to your conclusion on that person. I got some research to do, but I've been hearing a lot from both sides, really, and I'm hearing some people be like, don't trust the guy, and I'm hearing people say, yes, he's the savior, he's the guy. So I don't really know, but I'd love to see the left cry. It's so funny. It's just so funny all the time, dude. I love it. I love it so much. I drink their tears in the morning, bro. I put their tears in my coffee, and it gives me super strength to get through the day. I love it. Because y'all are crazy. You guys are all crazy over there, man. Woo! You're nuts. But, it's whatever. I love everybody. I want us all to come together at the end. But, let's not fall for trickery, guys. We, the people, as individuals, the majority of people are good. Human beings are good. Okay? I truly believe that. I think we are creatures of God. I think God's got us. We just have to, and if you don't believe in God, I don't care. But you are, a special individual. Let me give you the kind words that you lefties love to hear so much. You're a special, unique individual, okay? And you deserve to be you. And you shouldn't be ashamed of being you. Sure. Absolutely. That goes for everybody. That goes for all the Trump supporters and all that. If you're a hateful person and you hate people based off their skin color and and their sexual orientation, that's your life. And you should have every right to live that life as long as you're not physically harming anybody. I don't care. I don't care how much you hate gay people. And you should be able to say how much you hate gay people. That's fine, because that's the country we need to be able to live in. You should be able to say whatever you want, speak whatever you want. And we have 300 million different kinds of people living in this country from all different backgrounds. And yeah, there's going to be adversity. Yeah, there's going to be some hatefulness. But I believe the majority of people are good. We've been getting better the longer that we are with each other. We learn to get along with each other. That doesn't happen in many other places in the world, but it's been happening in this country for the last couple hundred years, okay? We've all been learning to live with each other and adapt to each other, and we're going to continue to do that. And majority of people are good-hearted people, and we just need to remember that we have the power. We really do have the power. So listen to your senator, listen to your representative, listen to your governor, listen to your mayor. Speak your opinions, though. Speak your opinions, and don't believe everything everyone's saying to you. Okay? Get involved as much as you can. It's difficult. I understand that. We're hardworking people. We don't have a lot of time to get involved. But what you don't want to do, though, is start sucking off the D of Ron DeSantis or somebody that you don't even know, that might not even be in your state, that you'll never meet or talk to, just because he's saying the things that you like to hear. Okay? And that goes for all you lefty libbies. Don't always believe, Mark Ruffalo, okay? The guy doesn't, you don't know him. The guy's rich. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about you peasants, okay? He does not care about LGBTQ people. He doesn't care about black people. He doesn't. He's an actor. He's a millionaire. He doesn't care about you. He lives in a different world than you. All right? Don't believe what all these people have to say. We, as normal, ordinary, everyday citizens, have the power. All right? And we should be able to express our thoughts and opinions freely on social media without being censored. So hopefully that we'll get that one day. Hopefully we'll get closer to that. Regardless of what Elon Musk's role is in this play, I look forward to seeing more information come out, as long as it's the truth. And we're going to get to the bottom of things here in the next year or two, I think. 2023 is going to be a big banger of a year. I hope a lot of people wake up and learn a lot this year. And yeah, I think that's it. That's pretty much all my thoughts on the matter. You know, anything else? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And what are the reasons for people to hate Elon Musk too? That was my other question. Like, what is he doing that's so bad? It's clearly a bias. He's saying things that you don't agree with, and all of a sudden you might have liked them before, and your opinion has totally flipped. Same thing happened with Joe Rogan when he's talking about myocarditis and vaccinations. All of a sudden, people flipped on him. They used to love him, and now he's saying things they don't agree with, so now they don't love him. And maybe that's a natural thing. If somebody you really look up to starts saying things you don't agree with, like, I don't know, man. I try, I listen to Adam Carolla a lot, and he shares a lot of the same views as me. But there's some things we disagree hard on that I've heard him say. I'm like, whoa, what? That's coming from your mouth, Adam Carolla? But I still love the man, and I still love listening to him every day. So I wish there was more of that. I wish there was more of like, well, I don't really agree with what Elon Musk is saying right now. And, you probably shouldn't. I don't think he should have brought Donald Trump back. But I still like what he does with Tesla and SpaceX. And I still respect him as a human being. I wish there was more of that. But I've seen people totally just 180. Like, they never said a bad thing about Elon Musk ever. Now all of a sudden, he's a dumb, stupid billionaire. I don't have a free thought for myself. I just listen to what other people's opinions are. Have some free thought. Have an individual thought. Okay, you don't have to hate Elon Musk right now because he's saying things you don't agree with. All right, pick a real reason to not like the guy. Okay. I don't know what that would be right now. He shot a car into space. It was fake. He lied about it. That's a reason not to like him. I don't know. That's all I got tonight, though, folks. This has been Deep Thoughts. Little quick controversy. I love you guys. Remember to think freely, think often. Gosh darn it, I'm pumped. That's good coffee. I love you guys. And I'll see you next time.